sometimes, and I practice in a jurisdiction here in Ohio all the time, where if you're going to enter a plea and plead guilty to something, the judge will actually swear you in, and the judge will make you tell the court what you did. Now, it's typically pretty fact oriented. It's basic. On such and such a date in a certain county in Ohio, I broke into this house and I committed these murders, and I did it with intent, and that's that. What the judge is trying to do in this situation, in the case in the jurisdiction I'm talking about in Ohio, is basically lock in the basis of the plea and make it solid. The judge is basically saying, look, you swore to tell the truth, you told me the truth, and you told me what you did, therefore I'm going to find you guilty. It's a way to, I don't always agree with it, but it's a way to solidify the guilty plea. And by the way, it sometimes blows up the guilty plea, and this is the other side of the coin. So say my client won't do that, or the defendant won't do it, and if this Kohberger were in this particular county, he said, look, I'm not going to tell you what I did. In theory, and I've had this happen up in this jurisdiction, the judge will say, well, then I'm not going to accept your guilty plea. Nah. You're not going to, I'm not going to take your guilty plea. Therefore, you can go to trial. This doesn't always help anyone because, look, the prosecutor has an interest in getting the case resolved. The defense has an interest in getting a case resolved. Nobody wants to go to trial and put the system through that, the victims' families through that, the witnesses through that. So most of the time there's a workaround. So the judge, sometimes in that jurisdiction, I would go to the judge and I would say, look, we're going to have a problem during the plea. My client's not going to be comfortable talking in court. Can I make a statement for him? And often the judge will say, yeah, that's fine. So back to the question. Could the judge have said, all right, Mr. Kohberger, tell us what you did, why you did it, why did you commit these heinous murders? And Kohberger says, no, I'm not going to tell you. The judge, in theory, could have said, well, I'm not going to take your plea then. But most of the time, it's not worth blowing up the plea over that. It's really about getting the case done, getting the life sentence.